So bit 16, you've never seen a review like this. Weird old games you cannot tame, this world that you miss. SNES Man is the champion, he is 16-bit. SNES Man is the champion, he is 16-bit.
Hello, my name is SNES Man. Since Halloween is approaching, I'm gonna review another horrifying game. This one's the hardest in my collection. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, a brutal game, but I'm a brave soul, so I'm not afraid to play it. Let's check it out. With no further ado, let's get down to gaming. The intro cutscene shows our hero Arthur, apparently not King Arthur, hanging out with his girlfriend. Tension mounts as we see something coming nearer and nearer to the castle with Mode 7 graphics, and, predictably, Arthur's damsel in distress is stolen, and it's up to you to save her. What a shocking turn of events. Here's our first level. Just seeing this makes me die a little inside. I've lost here so many times. Anyway, the first level shows no mercy. It throws you into a crazy zombie-filled graveyard. The main character, Arthur, isn't the strongest of heroes. And the controls are really strange. You can do a double jump, but you can't change directions in mid-air like Mario or Donkey Kong. So before you jump, you'd better calculate where you want to end up, or else... dead. Just getting through the first level is an ordeal. You have to get past zombies, wolves, fire skulls, and giant clams. Arthur can only take 2 hits before he dies. The first time you get hurt, you lose your armor and you have to flounder around in your undies. Pretty embarrassing. If you get hit like this, you die. This wouldn't be such a problem if you had frequent power-ups like Mario, but no. You have to scour the surface of every level if you want to find some armor, and let's face it, you'll probably die in the process. So, at the end of the level, you'll face off with a griffin. Pretty easy boss, actually. And now, take a key for coming in? Somebody flunked out of high school English. The game doesn't get any easier after this. If you have the audacity and the nerve to keep playing, then you're in for a challenge. It doesn't hold your hand and encourage you. It says, "Oh, you think you can beat this game? Then welcome to hell." Oh, the agony! The levels in this game are long and packed with difficulty in every nook and cranny. Because Arthur has so little health, you have to be cautious and expect death at every corner, even at the hands of something wimpy like an imp. So what are these intimidating levels like? Well, they're actually pretty interesting even if they make you grind your teeth in frustration. There's a haunted graveyard, a ghost ship, a lava cave, a gross-looking level, and some pretty cool-looking castles. The graphics are obviously from the early era of the SNES, but they're not bad. The Mode 7 effects like on this tower level are fun to look at. Also, I like how the game doesn't take itself too seriously. Arthur looks cartoonish, and you can even be transformed into hilariously puny creatures if you get hit by a wizard spell. I think the game is self-aware. It knows how hard it is, and it delights in how much pain it gives you. But they take it too far, way too far, later on in the game. Once you reach the final level and beat the boss, Astaroth, your girlfriend tells you that you have to beat the game over again. That's a fate worse than death. So much worse! This is what gives Super Ghouls and Ghosts its legendary difficulty. You have to beat the game twice, and you think it's easier this time? No! The difficulty goes up with faster enemies and more obstacles. There are no passwords and no save feature. You do have pretty much infinite continues, but that's it. It's just you and the game in one sitting. That didn't stop me, though. I was prepared to beat this game that kept mocking me and laughing at me and making me feel like a joke. I learned every level by heart and came back to kick ass and take names. I traveled far across the land until I reached Astaroth. But, to my dismay, I got stuck here. The reason Astaroth is so hard the second time around is that you have to use the ring, a terrible item. It's a pain to find, too. You have to collect all the armor upgrades. First green, which makes your attack stronger, and then gold, which gives you a charge attack. And the oh-so-special armor isn't even that great. You lose it in one hit. But anyway, back to the final level, which is a huge pain. You have a 5-minute time limit and a ton of ground to cover. You have to make it past imps, griffin heads, millions of ghosts, and insufferable flying demons that you can only beat with luck. Anyone who's played this game will complain about the demons. Sure, they're easy to kill when you have a bow and arrow like shown in this footage, but if you have the ring, you're screwed. These guys are programmed with some weird AI that lets them dodge your moves. But once you get through all these ordeals, you get to fight my old buddy Astaroth. Good luck staying within the time limit, and good luck surviving. I was stuck in this level for hours and hours, wasting my life away in a mindless rage. I couldn't beat it. I would keep trying and trying only to be thwarted by that stupid demon or the boss. You kill me after all I've done?
You know how much I sacrificed?
But then God's grace shone upon me, and I beat Astaroth. It was the most triumphant moment in my life. After this, there was one more boss battle, but it seemed easy in comparison. It took me about 20 minutes to figure out his pattern and beat him, and that was the end. I beat Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I beat it! Yes! Things to make it better. Make the armor upgrades more powerful. 2 hits just isn't enough. Make the difficulty way more gradual. Make the jumping system more like Mario, easy and simple to master. Get rid of the ring item. It makes the end of the game way harder. And finally, most obviously, don't make us repeat the game over again. That is a sadistic joke. So, in conclusion, despite its countless frustrations, this game has a strange addictiveness that'll make you keep coming back for more. The absurd difficulty actually makes it better. It's the kind of game that you feel compelled to beat. It may be really flawed, but it's also a fun experience that will keep you hooked. Super Ghouls and Ghosts scores a 7 out of 10. Well, that concludes my review, and to be honest, I'm glad to be done with this. This is a brutal game. So, this has been a SNES Man review, and I'll talk to you again sometime soon.